Hello, welcome to INXS Access All Areas, episode 227, the podcast that aims to dive deep in all things about our favourite band, INXS. Do it with a bunch of listeners around the world. More importantly, do it with my compadre B. Let's get this band into the Rock Hall of Fame as a side project, but also, I guess, as a main project too. So, hello, B, how are you?
I'm good, Haydn, and good morning to you. I think we both just rolled out of bed to do this today.
This is a not-to-be-seen video episode. Sometimes we post things about our recordings. We're looking very unglamorous today, very unkempt. So, yes, but we're coming off episode 226, which was a little bit of a celebration. 226, the Triple J episode. And it's also another day of celebration because it's INXS Day today.
And Tim's birthday.
Tim's birthday, and also we just had John's birthday early in the week. And INXS turned 48, so we've got a pretty cool topic today. I feel like it's a good day for a list, B.
Oh, you've got a list up your sleeves, have you?
We'll reveal more in a moment. It was fun coming off the Triple J episode where the world turned on its axis, I guess. All those alternative punkish critics who were a bit sort of like, why is INXS number one on the Triple J poll? Well, stuff you all. The fans have voted. The world's biggest democracy have laid their claim, and 2.65 million people, B, can't be wrong.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And the statistics also, which I've just sent you via email there, Haydn, the statistics are even better for the Wembley gig that was played over the weekend.
Absolutely. So we'll break that down in the news section there. I guess excitingly, for that broadcast, there must have been some stuff there that, you picked up on that was just a little bit sort of, we didn't know that from the original video or the original sort of DVD release. Seeing John and Kirk in that big, beautiful theatre where I think you and I met at the Richard Lowenstein doco launch.
Is that the State Theatre?
I think it is, yeah. Very familiar.
Beautiful inside, yeah.
But I believe, from the presentation, there's a few little tidbits that sort of, I didn't know that occurred. And I think for the broader population, though, they just probably didn't realise, particularly with no social media, no mobile phones in that era, just how big that concert was. And life was a little bit more contained in those days, wasn't it? Where if you went to an event, went to something, you enjoyed it and that at the time, and not everyone around the world got to see it, unless you turned into the BBC News or turned into the Australian News. Some of this stuff never got shared, I mean, as I said, someone can have a pork chop and a mashed potato at a restaurant, and the whole world sees it in 10 minutes with the social media.
Exactly. So, it was just from, did they say something like 15 cameras?
Yeah, well, I had a lot of friends and colleagues and people text me and go, wow, I never knew that concert happened. I never knew it was that big. There must have been 200,000 people. And this is still pretty big, weren't they? And I'm going, yeah. It was great to sort of, highlight something, particularly for their home nation of Australians. And I guess you had a bit of a listening party with some of our bus party friends and colleagues around the globe. And tell us a bit about that.
Yes, that was wonderful. It was quite emotional, and we all got up at, was it Original Sin? I love that part in the break in the middle where Michael goes, tribal dancing.
Goes all clubby, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's so awesome. I mean, how many kisses were planted on Andrew's face as well? Yeah. It was really, really lovely, wonderful, and to be with friends in real time watching it, all our snacks and drinks, and we were like, reminiscing about different parts, and I think the party continued.
For the having John, who doesn't do a lot of press these days. He's popped out recently for the Triple J interview and particular doco with Kirk. I mean, Kirk probably does most of the press for the band, probably even back then as well. But it was just sort of great seeing their faces sort of light up and just seeing them reminisce and almost sort of vicariously seeing their younger selves, through that. It must be quite a bizarre feeling seeing almost an alternate life so many years ago.
That's right. Okay. And then, and John reminiscing about when he came out on stage at the very beginning as well. Gosh, what a feeling. How amazing to come out on stage on your own and seeing that sea of faces looking at you.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Now, speaking, I guess, of things we do weekly, what came across your INXS desk this week?
Well, do you remember Chris McKay, who came on our bus party with us, and he was on a recent episode when we did the Michael journey, and he was at Michael's funeral and we'd been interviewed. Chris is coming to Coffs Harbour, which is where I live, and he's coming to see his sister, and we're going to talk a lot about INXS and a lot about a hotel that is going to be themed INXS. So I'll tell you more about that. That's quite exciting. So I found this message from a lady called Christine Knight. She says, brilliant gig. I watch the DVD every day. I was lucky to see INXS play their very first gig in Sydney. And Michael and the boys were lovely when I met them before they played. I was working at a club, clearing the tables, and their manager said, I'm giving this new band a start. I think they'll go well, and asked me to take a tray of drinks backstage to them. Amazing night. I love Michael and INXS. How cool is that?
Absolutely.
That's a really one. So it would be, I said, come on the show. We want to hear more. But that would be wonderful. Also, a lady called Gail just told me.
All right, B. Well, we've got a little bit of a topic hint today coming up. It is INXS Day. It is Tim's birthday, John's birthday this week as well. And we'd love to do something that sort of almost pays homage to the INXS catalogue on a day like this every year. And we thought, what better way than come up with a list, which we haven't done for a while. So we're going to be doing our favourite 16 songs, being August 16th, that come from part 1 in the INXS catalogue. So terms of reference from 1980 to 1986, which will cover their first sort of 5 major studio releases. We'll cover some of their B-sides and maybe even cover some of their soundtrack stuff. So it's the pre-Kick era. It's the first half of the career because they've got so many great songs. We couldn't do this over their whole career. We'd be here fighting, confusing ourselves as to which ones to put in. So we're semi-cheating today, B. Our top 16 each of our own individual favourite INXS songs. So looking forward to sharing that with you.
Fantastic. Can't wait.
What's it time for?
It's time for the news.
Hi there, this is Kirk, and you're listening to INXS Accessible Areas podcast with Haydn and B. And now, it's time for the news.
All right, B, we'll get straight into chart news. I think last week we quite excitedly shared with our listeners that Never Tear Us Apart had come back into the Australian charts at number 28 after, I won't say a 37-year hiatus, but effectively was released effectively this week, 37 years ago. The first, I think it was the 8th of August, 1988, it became a single, so he turns 37 this last week. It did chart at number 28 this time around, but unfortunately, B, it has popped back out of the charts after 1 week. So... So, look, it did have it's probably its 3rd or 4th incarnation in the chart. So it's a bit like some of those UK acts that seem to have number ones every decade, like Bohemian Rhapsody, you know?
Yeah.
Speaking earlier, B, in news of the Wembley show, you did sort of pay reference to some of the, the information about the ratings and hinted towards the fact that it was quite a bit of a juggernaut on TV. Well, some of the stats. I like this sort of article. Channel 7's INXS special gave a kick to the commercial network's Sunday night ratings. Live at Wembley had a national TV coverage of 404,000 and a national TV average audience of 404,000, but a reach of about 1.292 million people, according to the overnight figures released through sort of the Metro company. The result was good enough for a 7th place overall, placing INXS spot ahead of Nine's NRL coverage, MasterChef, but well behind the winners of The Block and 7 News. Narrated by Michael Usher, the program revisited INXS's hallmark landmark 1991 gig, the crowd involved, and obviously, as the article goes on to say, it had special sort of snippets with John and Kirk, but it was great to sort of have that particular results there on that particular night, which, as we said last week, Sunday night is a massive TV audience generally around the globe where most families are home putting something on, and not everybody has streaming channels, so it was on one of the major, terrestrial channels, and it was a rating success. B.
Excellent. I know. I feel so proud. So proud.
Yeah, it goes
it's like another festival of INXS.
Yeah, and it goes on to mention in this particular article some of their credentials, career streams over 4 billion, Diamond certified, 2000 release of the best of. It also says the only thing missing from INXS's treasure chest is its induction into the Rock Hall of Fame.
Yes.
So it's really interesting that that's coming up, and as we've tried to do. I think and I think we're proud of this as well. Was that our goal was to sort of start a domino or start a conversation. I think we've sort of been able to do that, and as I said, linking to the next sort of part of my news is that when anything sort of happens in the INXS world, like Triple J or Wembley, the guys over at change.com or change.org who are doing the petition have jumped on and sort of highlighting that get out there, get some family, friends, yourselves if you haven't done it yet, to sign the petition to help them get into the Hall of Fame. It'd be great to see that petition start to hit 30,000 soon,
Fantastic. Let's do it.
All right. Now, also a little bit of news, B. There's a Canadian artist called Trevor Kidd. Now, he's been quite sort of, critically acclaimed artist up in Canada, but he's actually just released a new single called Sunshine, and Gary Beers plays guitar on it. So,
Aww.
And also a guy called Jeff Martin, who's also from Canada, and he is in quite an iconic band called the Tea Party, but he's been living in Australia and in Perth for the better part of 30 years. He also contributes to this release. So, do yourself a favour, go back and have a bit of a listen. I'm going to have a listen today, and we probably will be able to hear Gary's signature bass line grooves on there, I'm sure.
Haydn, what was his name?
His name is Trevor Kidd with 2 Ds.
Correspondence. Here we go. Hi, INXS Access. I want to reach out because I've been recording new music with Gary from INXS, and I thought you might be interested. I want to start getting the word out prior to all the music releasing. As an artist, INXS has always been one of my favourites.
Right, moving ahead, as I said, John Farris's birthday. There are some cool little articles and some feature stuff on some of the publications and things on Facebook about John.
And how much is he changing, Haydn?
He's getting a little bit older, isn't he? He's very.
He's looking like a bear of a man.
He's a real silver fox now, isn't he? So he's got the little sort of stubble thing happening too.
The Farrish brothers are all starting to look very much like each other now.
They are. I was about to say, they sound a little bit like Andrew a little bit too. And speaking of Andrew, we did get a little post this week from Andrew highlighting him up on Birmingham Beach or Alabama Beach.
Alabama.
I think it's Alabama, actually.
It's not far from Danielle.
Well, that's
Danielle
right.
saying it was one of her favourite beaches.
DKR said, "Oh, geez, I wish you came an hour up the road. That's where I am." You know, so absolutely. And look, Andrew's tourist of the world. He's had a fantastic holiday this year. Every time I see a post, he's up in northern WA or up in northern Queensland, or he's enjoying the fruits of his efforts and things. So well done to Andrew. Couple of little bits of news. The Colorado Sound, which is an online publication, that does a little bit of a deep dive in this particular article into the 90s. They call it the 90s stash of some unknown hidden gem songs. They actually highlighted Slide Away from Michael Hutchence with a little paragraph and a little audio link you can open up and play the song. So I really like that because we've often said that's a lost hit, that if Bono had the courage to say to the U2 label, I want this to go global, it could have, and it would have been a hit. Also, too, there's another article called INXS, The Rise and Success of Oz Rock Legends, and that's on YouTube. So audio, video, deep dive into the band, so check that out. And there's one other one called American Songwriter, which we've highlighted before, that says they've got an article called 3 New Wave 80s Hits That Still Sound Current. And they highlight Needed Tonight from INXS, The Cars, Just What I Needed, and The Human League, Don't You Want Me. Speaking of Human League, and a bit of a link to INXS here, the head of Triple M Australia, Lee Simon, who was a bit of a champion of INXS on the Triple M label and earlier E on FM as it stood, he was actually on a podcast himself, and he was asked about the worst person who ever went into a Triple M studio for an interview, and he highlighted Phil Oakey from Human League. And he said that halfway through the interview, when the interviewer was trying to interview him, he kept just giving one-syllable answers. Yes, no, da-da-da-da-da-da. During the ad break, he went down, opened up the door, and he said, "Hey, you can fuck off." To the lead singer of Human League. He goes, "What?" He goes, "You're not giving any. You don't obviously want to be here. You can fuck off."
Yeah.
Anyway, the guy went out of the room, and anyway, their manager came in afterwards and said, No, he'll be all right, blah, blah, blah. Can you give him a second chance? And anyway, he goes, "Well, if he's prepared to come back in and be more giving an interview, no problems, but otherwise he can fuck off."
What year was that?
I reckon it's back in the early 80s, that, back in the day. Probably back in the day where he had that sort of, haircut, which was, hanging over the left side there but anyway, a little anecdote about Human League there. So, but B.
Don't You Want Me, Baby?
Yeah, that's right. But he wasn't feeling fascination there, and he probably wanted to be in the Lebanon, and or he's too busy looking in the mirror, man. So
that was probably more like it. Yes.
Yeah. So, look, that's the news of the week, B.
Hey, this is Tim Farris. Big shout out to Haydn and B. Also want to say hello to all the listeners and INXS fans. Thanks for listening. I love you, Haydn and B. You're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Hi, this is Ella from Middelburg, the Netherlands. You're listening to INXS Access All Areas with Haydn and B. And now it's time for the topic of the week.
All right, B, the topic of the week, as we said at the outset, in that little topic hint, we're going to be talking about our favourite 16 songs individually. From that point of view, I guess excitingly, it is your 16, my 16 of part 1 in the INXS catalogue. We'll call it the 1980 to 1986 recording years, which will highlight the debut album. It will highlight Underneath the Colours, Shaboo Shabar, Swing, and Listen Like These, but also take into account, the Australian Made concert series, which included Good Times and Laying Down the Law, which both end up appearing on the Lost Boys soundtrack. It would cover things like Do What You Do, which was on the Pretty in Pink soundtrack. It would cover A Different World, which was on the Crocodile Dundee soundtrack, and even a few little B-sides that I think throughout the band's major singles around that time, there are some cool B-sides. So we're going to come up with our 16 each and do a bit of a countdown. And you haven't seen my list, and I haven't seen your list, as we often do. So I guess it shall be with some surprise when we do compare our lists. And like always, I try to give you the new ball to start off at 16, or the first one you have on your list counting backwards. So I assume you're very prepared, B.
Yes, very prepared, very tired.
There was a pause. Sometimes
I'm
the
sorry, I'm a
nasties
little-
are not always prepared.
Look, I'm just gonna shut it out, guys. I'm not my most happiest today. Not happiest, bubbliest.
You've
So,
never been
okay.
non-bubbly, Bean.
So, but I have got some bubble here. So as we go ahead, I think I might get bubblier. So
You've
watch
open
out.
up a bourbon and Coke at 10:45 in the morning. Smoke less bourbon.
Let's go back to 1982.
Okay.
And you're going to start off for myself at the Shabu Shabar album. Okay. Its vibes are dark, moody, and it has a very hypnotic bass line. All right. You got any ideas?
To look at you.
No.
You go. You'll get the conch.
Okay. It suggests secrecy and danger of love and infatuation. It is The Spy of Love.
Oh, okay. That's a Tim one. And the film clip there is very British, with the sort of the hat, the bowler hat and the sort of the apple and all that sort of stuff there. So I think Michael's smoking away in the clip. So Spy of Love, interesting. I wouldn't have picked that.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't picked that. So there you go.
There you go. So my
All right.
number 16 is Spy of Love. Are we going to play a bit? No?
All right, thanks, B. Okay, my number 16, deep album track, but it does have a film clip. It's off the Swing album. It's a song that did appear in a soundtrack as well, but also coincided with the band's album. It's the final track off the Swing. It is quite an iconic, brooding song that builds and builds and builds and builds. And Michael's vocal particularly really escalates, I guess, as the song progresses. And it's called All the Voices.
Yeah.
I know one that at the time you didn't really connect with. I think it was probably a little bit too slow and brooding for you. You're a bit of a 3.5 minute girl who wants the hooks up front.
Yes.
But this was a song that I think over time really sort of stayed with me. And it's a simple clip there with Michael sort of standing there and sort of singing to the camera, and was one of the videos was on the Swing and Other Stories. This song to me has a couple of things where it's had, longevity for me. And part of my list is that, what were they like then and how are these songs now? And do the hooks still hit my heart and does it still have longevity? And this one does. So I'm going with All the Voices at 16.
Well, I haven't picked it, so let's go in my list at all. So let's play a little bit of your song. Okay, well, coming back from my number 15, I too am going with the Swing. And I'm going with I Send a Message. I just love this. It's just a fun little number. It's got a few little hooks in there. And I like it. It's a cool little number. Have you got I suppose you have got this one in your list?
Absolutely not. No.
Oh.
This is the one of the 3 or 4 INXS songs that at the time I really liked, but I'm just completely over it now. And even hearing it at Wembley the other night, I hated the version at Wembley.
Ooh.
Yeah. Which might sound a bit controversial. Look, it was just, I don't know. I just think it's dated, and the keyboards in it just sort of put me off now. And as I said, I liked it at the time when it came out, but it's a bit like McDonald's. It's sort of, I felt hungry there afterwards.
Mm.
So that one's not on my list, though, for that band. And look, it's all ear the beholder. No judgment here from anyone who has it on their list, but for me, it's just one that hasn't aged that great. It was number 2 hit in Australia. They played at Wembley, so I guess it resonates, but it wasn't.
Okay. Well, so far we've got separate lists. So let's play a little bit of I Send a Message.
All right. Well, I'm coming back with number 15, a song that's quite special to both our hearts. I've just got a good feeling. You don't have to reveal just yet. I think it's going to be in both our lists. I have a little bit of nostalgic vibe on this one because we might have gone back and recreated a video about this particular song on a particular beach on a particular bus trip. And that's the Stay Young song, filmed in Clontarf. I love this song because it's got great hooks in it. It's got a great sort of bass line, and it's such a sort of nostalgic song that the lyrics Stay Young, I think all of us want to. I think a lot of us these days around the globe try to stay young with various cosmetic surgeries. But seeing the band on the beach, complete innocence there, some 43 years ago, it sort of still resonates with me. And I still just think it sounds fresh and vital. It's actually, 44 years later. There you go.
Okay. Well, yes, it is on my list, so we'll play it when it's on my part of the list. So it's a very dear song, and I'll speak about that later. Okay, my number 14 is a big favourite of yours, actually, and I'm sure this is high up on your list, and it is Burn For You.
Okay, excellent.
So again, from the Swing album, 1994, it's got a warm, mid-tempo love song, laid back with tropical undercurrents because of the video. It's got a really cool vibe that was set up in Queensland by our lovely Richard Lowenstein.
Yeah. Good choice, B. I won't reveal if it's on my list or not just yet, but yeah, it's quite an iconic clip. The start of Richard working with the band. I love the acoustic guitar in it too, with Kurt playing there. So good Good selection there. What number is that for you? Is that 13?
That was number 14.
14, sorry. Okay, over to me, number 14. I'm going back into the canon here. Pretty iconic song, this next one. I know a lot of listeners who are late to the INXS sort of train probably go back and see this song and go, wow, look how young Michael looked in this clip. Look how young the band is. Look at the really sort of flimsy, cheap production values of this clip. That's a great thing about a band and its journey. You see them from the start, the middle to the end. And this particular clip, lends itself to the song. But I think the lyrics and the vocal inflections do it for me on this, and just the aggressiveness nature of it. So I'm going for Just Keep Walking, or as we would say live at a gig when we wanted to play it, JKW, the number 14 for me. So that's my selection, B.
Well, Haydn, I've got a little bit of a shock for you. I forgot to put that on my list.
Oh, wow, too late. You missed out.
And that's one of my favourites. What did I do? What was I thinking? Oh, gee.
You're eating now. You can't.
Well, there's just so many goodies to choose from, isn't there?
Well, we can do apologies later for songs that missed. I'm going to open up that for both of us, because I got 5 songs on my list I couldn't squeeze in that somehow I would love to.
Oh, I'm good that I didn't put that one in. But anyway, can we play it now?
Yes, go for it.
So, Haydn, when you messaged me in the week, you was going to do a lucky 13, and then we realised, both of us, that, it's the 16th of August is quite a big occasion for INXS. It's when INXS were born and became INXS. So we went for the 16th. So we're at number 13 now. So this one, okay, I'll give you a little tease. See if you can get it from my tease. So this is Aussie rock royalty colliding. It's loud and sweaty.
Right. Do share.
Okay. Good times.
I have a feeling for that. Yeah. And look, not on any album. Obviously, it's on sort of the soundtrack album, but not on an official album. But good selection. Obviously, we, I think, both had that on our favourite videos, didn't we? What do you love about this song, B? I know it's a cover, but what connects with you?
It's just so classic, isn't it? It's got a lot of it's a pure rock and roll song, and it's so good to hear Jimmy belting it out with Michael as well. And when you see it on Australian Made as well, Michael with his top off for a start. But yeah, it's awesome, and I never get tired of it.
Yeah, well, look, it's a good choice. As I said, strictly not an INXS song, but I think they've made it their own. And as we said on a previous episode, I think the writer of the song, George Young, when he heard Mark Opitz produce it and go through it all, and George is particularly sort of fussy, older brother of Angus and Malcolm, when he heard that production on an INXS's version, he sort of gave the thumbs up approval, going, that's pretty cool. Now, my number 13, weirdly enough, sounds similar to that that particular name, but it's actually Good and Bad Times, not Good Times. So interesting, we have a connection there. I remember buying Listen Like Thieves album thinking, they've added a mistake on there. They've called it Good and Bad Times. There must be a play on words. But no, this is a particular standalone track. Mentioned this quite a lot on our Listen Like Thieves deep dives and things. I think this is the loudest, most aggressive, most sort of propulsive rock song they have in their canon, and would have loved to have seen this played back in the era. I think this is a Michael and Kirk song. Is it Michael and Kirk, I think, yeah. Has a particular strength about it, a gusto, a heavy guitar sound, a great urgent vocal, and it's sort of done under 3 minutes, which always used to surprise me. I always felt it went longer, but it's in and out. It's a real punky sort of aggressive song. So we'll give it a little bit of a section here, maybe around that little horn section as it breaks into the big guitar outro. So over to you.
Well, I'm glad you picked that one, because that wasn't on my list either. So yeah, well done. Yeah, awesome track. You forget how powerful that one is. Okay, we're at number 12 already. Okay, and I'm going back to Shibuya Bar again. She's a great bloody album. America's First Taste of INXS and their swagger, The Dining Table with the Cats, The Drugged Cats, and The One Thing in 1982.
The Happy Cats, yeah.
The Happy Cats and the models, and yes, it's just all going on. Don't you just wish you'd been there? I was actually thinking, Haydn, maybe we could do a party and we could have a dinner party like that. Would you like that? Without the cats. And we could have some stuffed cats, I suppose.
Get the supermodels there, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll definitely have the supermodels. The men supermodels, you mean?
Chippendales, there you go. All right, let's give a little snippet of The One Thing for our listeners. All right, coming back to my number 12 here, a song off Listen Like Thieves. It's a track that, ironically, around the world, I remember didn't notice at the time of its release, but it was actually the first song released off Listen Like Thieves in both the UK and America. And it sort of stiffed in the charts. It's a great film clip, and it was done by the Godly and Cream guys from 10cc, who had some great lighting work in this. The outfit Michael's wearing, the leather pants, I think the blue top doesn't age well. It's a great song. It's a great vocal lyric, and it's an Andrew Penn track, and it's called This Time. So that's my number 12.
Well done, Haydn. Another one not on my list. I think between us, we've probably covered the whole album.
Oh. Well, it's good that we have a bit of variety. And again, everybody, as I said, it's the ear of the beholder. We all like different things. So
I think that's probably why we work so well, because we're so different. Like a marriage.
There you go.
Okay, number 11, the iconic Don't Change. It's in the middle there, I suppose.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't not like it. Obviously, I love this song, but I just feel there's a few other songs that are really a bit more I'm involved with. I'm listening to more than Don't Change.
Very controversial. I can hear a global stampede from she's going, B's got 10 better songs than Don't Change. Sacrilege. Wow. Okay. Well, that's very controversial. That's your most controversial take in 5.5 years.
But that's how I'm feeling this week.
Wow. 10 songs better than Don't Change. Okay. So that's, what number is that for you?
That was number 11.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's hold back on it again. We're not even going to play a snippet there because you don't value it. So
I do value it.
We'll save it to mind later because it is on my list. I can declare. All right. Okay. We'll swing into my number 11 here. Title track off one of the albums that we've spoken about so far. A song at the time that I liked, and it got a lot of mainstream radio play because this whole album in Australia got every song played on it on all the radio stations. Hence was the band's love of INXS in about 1984. Or the radio station's love of the band in 1984. This particular song has aged very, very well musically. It's pulsating, it's strong, it comes in quiet and it grows to loud, and it's almost up there with Good and Bad Times as a heavy INXS song with a lot of little sonic twists and turns from Nick Launay. But I'm going with number 11, The Swing, which is a real statement song that I think has aged tremendously well. Unlike Send a Message from the same album. So there you go. Let's give a snippet to our audience.
On my list, but I just love the intro to that. That is awesome, and that swing. But yeah, I never liked it right from the very beginning, that song. So
it goes too long for you.
It does a bit. So yeah. Wow. What number are we at now?
We're coming into the important top 10, and there's no pressure on your top 10 at all after you Don't Change hearing.
You're never going to let that go.
Number.
I like shocking
That's on your top 10. Wow.
All right. Well, I'm sticking with Shabu Shabar again.
Right.
And I am going to go for this one. When we first started this podcast, I said to you, I'm a fan, Haydn, but I'm not that much of a fan and I don't know everything. And you've taught me so much. And not only you, but also a lot of our guests have taught me a lot. And one in particular, Mark Opitz. Mark Opitz has opened my ears to deep diving into a lot of these songs from his point of view. And this song reminds me of Mark, and I just love listening to it. It's one that I can't not listen to all the way through. If it's on the radio, I have to stay in the car, and it is To Look at You.
Okay, interesting. I thought you were leading all the way up to Jan's song there, because I know Mark was a big fan of that with Michael's vocal. But no, good choice. It may come up again, but let's give our listeners a little snippet of that one now. All right, coming back, number 10 for me. Look, this one has aged particularly well. It was probably the first time INXS set out to write a slower song. Did so very successfully. It has, I think, grown in stature over time. And the recent reissue, Giles Martin was really acknowledging of this particular song and the vocal, and I love the remastered version as well, because it sort of highlights the acoustic guitars and Michael's vocal in a very, very lovely way, and that is Shine Like It Does. Now, I won't ask if it's on your list, but we will give a little snippet. Someone's adjusting their list.
No, I am not adjusting my list, Haydn. But I can see you are.
No. B was looking down, and it looked like she had a highlighter and changing some lists around based upon the pressure of the Don't Change omission. But
No, I'm sticking to my list. Okay, number 9. Wow. I think we spoke about this song earlier, and that's probably why it's high up on my list as well. Original Sin. Original Sin, that break, watching Wembley, that's a highlight on that for me, is when Michael just lets go, gets into his party, and everyone does a bit of a jam in the middle. And I've said it before, when I go to see Blair and Don't Change play this, it even goes into a different song again. It is the ultimate party song, and I love a party. So this one is at number 9 for me.
Okay, excellent. All right. Very low on the list, B, so no pressure at all again, but that's fine. Okay, my number 9, okay, looking at my list here. Look, it is a double up. I think it's the first maybe time we might have doubled up so far. I'm putting in Burn For You for all the reasons I think you said before. I think, again, it's just one of these songs that is quite iconic. Look, the keyboards are a little bit sort of tinny and a little bit retro, but across the board, the vocals so great. I love the backup vocals, the female vocals on it. I like the story. It feels like it's a journey song where it starts, it has a middle and a narrative to the end. And I love the exit outro and just the orchestral arrangement. So I can't add much more. We won't play a snippet because we've already done that, but Burn For You is my number 9. All right, over to you.
Okay, number 8. This is going to be controversial as well. I find this was a little gem that you and I fell in love with when we did this album too. And in this is from their debut album, and it's Learn to Smile. And we play out on this every week with the Dutchie doing her voiceover. The Dutchie, if anyone wants to know, looks after all the patrons, and she'll be over here in Australia in October. Reminds me of her because she's always smiling. She's a great girl. So Learn to Smile is my number 8.
Good choice, good choice. I considered it. It didn't make my list, being up front, but love the very early swathe of synth on this, and then Michael's, it's probably that escalating thing that INXS went on to do, where it starts off sort of, low and ends up high, and it has a great outro as well. So good choice. Okay, number 8, B, a song that we've done an episode on and dedicated, I think, an episode on, particularly with the film clip and the author of the film clip, maker. A song that I think I've been known to say I was sort of ambivalent about when I first heard it, but over time, like sometimes great music, songs do connect and grow with you and end up becoming some of your favourites. So without further ado, I'm going to add in number 8, Kiss the Dirt, which again, particularly the second half of the song as it grows and the film clip, to me, a fantastic addition, and comes in at number 8 for me, B. So we'll give our fans a little taste of this one.
Oh, it's such a great song. Okay, so yes, is where we're going to do a lot of crossing over now, isn't it? I suppose we're probably in our reverses. But yeah, number 7, Stay Young. I mean, Stay Young, and that beach, finding where they actually did the filming of it. But yeah, it's just a wonderful song off the Under the Colours album in 1981. It was produced by Richard Clapton, wasn't it? Yeah. So like you say, it's a bit of a youth anthem, and it's an excuse to do a bit of pogoing on the beach, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. All right, we played a bit earlier, so we will move on to I guess my number 7. And look, you won't have this one, and look, I'm not trying to be too cool for school, but this is a deep album track, and a song that, as I said, around the Listen Like Thieves album, I really loved, and great way to end the album. It's a John Farris drumming anthem, and it's got a great Michael lyric on it, and they wrote it together. I just love the fast, aggressive punk rock sort of sensibility about it, and it's Red Sun, not probably commercial sort of in its appeal to a lot of people, but I feel like it's a song that if you invest in and listen to a number of times, the urgency of the vocal from Michael and the lyrics and just the drumming and the instrumentation is so full on. It's a real response to a real response to the swing, where, look, some of the stuff was very stylized on the swing. It was very production heavy. This one, you can almost feel Chris Thomas succeeded in getting that live sound and a great ending song to the album. So let's have a little bit of a sample of Red Sun.
Good choice, Haydn. Very nice. Okay, number 6 for me. Let's just fall down the mountain and end up kissing Kirk. I just love this. I just love the lyrics. So sexy. The seeds of love, and it's just lovely. And the video, just so iconic and just wonderful. And I just love all the backstories we've unearthed over time.
Well, we played a little bit before, so we could probably just move on to the next one. But that's your number 6. My number 6, off the same album, a song I really love, and I guess it's something that was quite spearheaded by sort of Gary at the time. I think he came up with the sort of the bedrock of the melody and the guitar and this, and it still sounds very vital and urgent many years later. And that's the title track off Listen Like Thieves. It is Listen Like Thieves, and I just love the lyric, Listen Like Thieves. Whoever put those 3 words together? I love the clip. Love the vocal, love all the instrumentation. It's got so many hooks in it. It's a real quintessential INXS sound with saxophone, guitars, keyboard, strong vocals, and again, an aggressive live sounding type track that, again, was, I think, number hit 54 in America, and is still a bit of a fan favourite for those who get to listen to it, So number 6 for me, and we'll give a little snippet to it because I don't think it's on your list so far. Listen, like this particular track, I think it's got a little country tinge and twang to it. It just has aged really, really well. It's a good choice.
Yeah, it's just quite magical, isn't it, and poetic.
Yeah. Okay, my number 5B that I've got on my list here, a track that I think might come up on your list. You don't have to reveal, but I think it's a track that INXS were very, very keen to put in the movie or the not documentary or the mini-series because it's a very sort of un-INXS song. It's a very new romantic type sort of sound and style, but it's a great addition to the documentary, the mini-series where you see Michelle and Michael peer into each other's eyes. It's a very brooding sort of voyeur type song, and the clip adds to that. It's To Look At You, aged brilliantly well. Yeah, it's definitely of its time, but still aged well with the rock sort of meets the new wave sound. So that's my number 5B.
Okay, well, that was my number 10, wasn't it? So we both had it on our list, but the opposite way round.
Was it
good
your number
choice.
10?
To Look At You? Yeah.
Okay, cool. Lots to. Yep. All right, cool.
Yeah, okay. Wake up, Haydn.
Okay. All right. Your number 4.
My number 4. Wow. What do you reckon it might be?
No idea.
What you need?
Oh, right. Okay. Gee, you're shone early with What You Need. There's 3 more songs. Okay, there you go. All right. Tell me a bit about What You Need for you.
Oh, well, this track was number 1 for a long time for me. When I was younger, I just like played it, and I got all the 12 inches and everything. And obviously, this was like the penultimate song when I went to see them on the Listen Like Thieves tour. Wow, wow! It's nothing like I've ever heard before. Just a wonderful, wonderful song. It's so dancey. It's got so many hooks in it. Yeah, it's just really good youth song.
And it's a song that when they play live, obviously Wembley the other day particularly, they do mix it up and get the crowd involved. And there's another great version John Stevens does at the closing of the the World Olympics in 2000 at Stadium Australia. A completely different version as well, which is good to listen to if you haven't heard that live take on the song. But yeah, good choice. That's your number 4. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, number 4 for me, one you mentioned earlier. I'll go straight to the point. It's Original Sin. Again, for this particular song, I got the single from Santa in 1983. I think I bought it and wrapped it up and put it under the tree and then opened it and acted really surprised. I remember on the B-sides it had In Vain and Just Keep Walking and things like that. And it was a song I heard on the radio that after knowing the Shabu Shabu album, I was so enamored with this. And I thought, how many hooks has it got? And yeah, the Noel Rodgers production, everything there, we've spoken about endlessly. But to me, it's, look, I've struggled as why it's number 4. It could have been higher. Look, it's still pivotal and it still sounds great.
New fans, you're in for a treat. If you want to go back, you can actually listen to our interview with Noel Rodgers, which still like pinch me moment.
Yeah.
I can't remember what number it is, but yeah, gosh, that was amazing that you got to meet him.
Completely blagged our way to getting Noel backstage.
Yeah, that was a really good blag. Well done.
All right, number 3 for you.
Okay, well, I find this another sort of hidden gem. I can't help it because I feel like it's a bit of a secret handshake from Michael to us to get undressed.
Okay.
It is my One by One.
Oh, okay. Gee, I wouldn't have picked that. Okay, it's the stripper song, I guess.
My stripper song.
Well, Nick Cave had a song called Nick the Stripper or the Stripper Song or whatever, So this particular track is INXS's version. If you hear the big brassy live version, even the old version sounds very live. So it does have a big sort of a
The brass section on it. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah.
All right, coming back. My number 3B, I think you've mentioned this one before. Yes, I said, criminally lowly ranked by you. I'm going in with number 3 with Don't Change. How this can't be in the top 3. Some people will lambast me that it's not number 1 or 2, but it still sounds great, still sounds vital. I love the film clip more than ever because it's a band coming out of their punkish sort of ska roots into a fully sort of rock, edgy outfit, and love the clips that sort of marries the sort of the live sound of the song too. So probably the most covered INXS song around the globe, along with Never Tear Us Apart. Still sounds great and vital some 43 years later. So number 3, Don't Change for me. All right, number 2 for you, B.
All right, here we go. Not expecting any of this, I reckon.
There's one on my list I think you got, and I reckon it's on, as I said, on my list too. So I'll bow to you.
I doubt this is on your list, actually, because we've only got 2 more each. But love is what I say. is my number 2.
Well, B, it's my number 2.
Oh,
There you go.
I want to give you a hug. Come here.
Right. There we go. Listeners, the first thing B and I have agreed on the last 65 minutes, okay? Over to you first. Tell us a bit about your thoughts on this.
Well, it's raw, it's unpolished, it's oozing personality, and you just feel so close to Michael and the band. And it's just, it just feels so personal when you're singing it, when you're singing it with him. I just don't get tired of it again. It's quite emotional and makes me miss him. So love is what I say.
Well, I remember the radio played this, as I said, part of the swing, all the radio stations, and particularly Eon FM at the time, who became Triple M, were playing all the swing songs. And this sort of doesn't sound like a traditional INXS song. It's the vocal and the production and stuff like that. It's but it's got hooks everywhere in it, and it's sort of a passionate song. It sort of has a sort of a love song element to it. It's got an upbeat rock tempo to it. It's got nostalgia to it. Nick Egan, who really went backwards in the catalogue after sort of discovering INXS more around the Listen Like Thieves time, really loved this particular song when he guest hosted and things. And look, to be frank with you, I probably had this tied with Don't Change. If I was to be strict about it all for our listeners, I had sort of Don't Change and this song almost equal pegging. So I had to put one around in front of the other so they could interchange safely. But good choices by us. Let's give our listeners a little snippet.
This life.
All right, now we're coming back. Now, we're going to have a bit of a drum roll for number 1 here. Now, your number 1, I have sitting here, I have no idea what it is at this particular point in time. I haven't sort of gone back and cross-referenced certain songs and things like that.
I think I know what yours is, though.
Well, I think the ones you've come up with, I'm thinking, what she missed. And if she's put some obscure thing out, I don't know. But B, give us a bit of a lead-in, give the listeners a little bit of a sort of an explanation, and hit us with your number 1.
Okay, so this year, INXS re-released Listen Like Thieves. And they went deep into their back catalogue of finding some raw footage, on rare footage, of when they went to the Royal Albert Hall. And this one song, oh my God, it just flooded back all the memories. This is the song that they actually played out on at the Royal Albert Hall and the gig that I went to. And I just can't stop listening to it. It's in my head 24/7 just lately. And you had it at number 7 and I have it at number 1, Red Red Sun.
Really?
Yes.
You held that back and gave nothing away to me.
I didn't.
At all. When I went through mine, I thought there's no way in the world that's my deep cut cool one. That's your
And I've got it as my number 1.
no. So
I just can't stop thinking about this song. It's just in my head constantly.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
so raw, and the way Michael's singing it and the band, oh my God, it's as if like they're going to just like disintegrate the guitars or whatever. They're just beating the shit out of everything. I just love it. It's so powerful.
I thought you were leading into the same direction the way you were describing everything there, because that had, some prominence on the re-release, I guess.
I think it was just a surprise for me to hear it live again, and it just brought it all back. And like I went back to being 17 again and going, oh my God, this is my band. It was the last song I heard and the song that made me go, I need to go and meet them. I need to be near them. I need to run after that bloody bus. And this is it. This is the song. Yeah.
All right, my number 1, if listeners have been paying attention, is obviously probably a prominent song I haven't shared. It's one on your list. When Tim was asked one time, what's the most quintessential INXS song that sums up the band? He did share this particular one. It's the song that took them from emerging sort of on the precipice or cusp international outfit to the zeitgeist. Is number 5 in America with a bullet. It is What You Need. We've discussed it before as to why it's there. We'll give another little snippet of it as it is now. It is my number 1. Take it away, Michael.
Well, Haydn, good choice. I think we've probably had people on the edge of the seats knowing what we had on our list, but yeah, I don't think we had that many crossovers at all.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking through the list. I think I'll just go to my list. We had Stay Young, we had Don't Change, we had To Look At You, we had Original Sin, we had Burn For You, we did What I Say, we had What You Need, we had Red Red Sun, Shine Like It Does. Did you have that?
Yep.
Yeah, we did. So probably half and half.
Mm. I'm gutted that I didn't have Just Keep Walking on there.
So look, probably half and half, which is interesting. Now, I guess like any sort of disclaimer to any list, there are some honourable mentions, etc. there, B. I thought I would just share with our listeners some songs that probably nearly made onto my list, but were squeezed out. And we probably had a list of about 70 songs to choose from. So trimming it to 16 was difficult, but I did want to give some shout outs to Melting in the Sun. Love the song, but was squeezed out. The One Thing for Me was squeezed out. Old World, New World was squeezed out. I do like that particular one. Hello, Foxy. Johnson's Aeroplane, bit of a fan favourite. I tried to get it in a few times, but I didn't want to just put it in because it is a bit of an art and fan favourite, but it was just squeezed out. A B-side called I'm Over You nearly made it in, which is a John Farris song, which is a B-side to one of their singles in the mid-'80s. And then Learn to Smile, which you mentioned earlier. Was one that I considered. So a couple of honourable mentions there that, as I said, just didn't make the final cut. Anything that on your list or anything I shared or anything that sort of didn't quite make it that you considered?
Yeah, I did consider Listen Like Thieves, but I must admit I've just overheard that too many times just lately. Just Keep Walking. I can't believe I didn't put that one in. I'm gutted I didn't put that one in. What else was there? I think I chose my list quite well. I'm quite pleased with what I put.
Well, look, we would love to hear what your 16 is. So if you go onto any of our platforms, any of our social media sort of platforms and want to put your 16 down, we'd love to hear them. We'd love to listen to them. And again, maybe a great little Patreon episode where you can come on and share your own there as well and the reasons they are. As I said, this covered the 1980 to 1986 period where, as I said, you probably got about 70 songs and 75 songs in the album and B-side and soundtrack archives. Maybe next year, this time, B, we will do our part 2 in INXS Day, which will all the way through to Switch list as well for part 2, which could be interesting for our listeners.
Yes, that would be good. But happy INXS Day, Haydn.
Absolutely, you too. And thank you, INXS. 48, 2 years to go to the 50th anniversary of the MCG.
Hey, this is Paul Jolly from Sydney, and this is The Big Rat.
All right, B, well, that's a wrap. Now, anything we need to go through, anything about our raffle, our world's longest raffle trip that we're doing at the moment?
Yes, you've got one more week to go because we're going to stop the raffle at the end of the month. So
Buy 5, get 5 free.
Yeah, some people have taken that on. So thank you very, very much. Yeah, we've got some lovely fans out there that are happy to try and get this into their collection. I think it's a pretty good collection of INXS goodies that they can get there.
Buy 10 this week, get 20 for free.
Jesus Christ, Haydn, really?
Buy 10 this week. This last week only, get 20 extra tickets for free. So you get 10 for the price of 30.
I love how you just call it out and then say, goodbye, B, you sort all that out.
Absolutely.
All those tickets now.
You're bound to win. If you're only one of 2 or 3 people to get in, you're bound to win something. So please, there you go. Buy 10, get 20 tickets for free.
Excellent. Okay, well, good luck, everybody. We will be doing a post on our social media of all the pictures of the goodies this week, so you can have a good look at those as well and see what you're going to win.
Yeah, but we're going to just get straight to our tributes on today. I thought we would go out today with something that we had common ground on today, one that we love, and especially where love is what I say. Let's go with one of our live versions there. I think there might be one in Germany. We might have gone out with it before, but let's have some symbiotic tribute songs to the one that we both agreed on, which I think was our number 2. We'll go with the live version of Love Is What I Say, one of our pivotal favourites on our list today, B. It's a goodbye from me.
And it's a goodbye from B. Goodbye, everybody.
Hello, welcome to INXS Access All Areas, episode 227, the podcast that aims to dive deep in all things about our favourite band, INXS. Do it with a bunch of listeners around the world. More importantly, doing it with my compadre, B. Let's get this band into the Rock Hall of Fame as a side project, but also, I guess, as a main project too. So, hello, B. How are you?
I'm good, Haydn, and good morning to you. I think we both just rolled out of bed to do this today.
This is a not-to-be-seen video episode. Sometimes we post things about our recordings. We're looking very unglamorous today, very unkempt. So, yes, but we're coming off episode 226, which was a little bit of a celebration, 226.